Hey everybody, welcome to what's the name of this podcast? A Midlife Millennial. We're cooking. We're cooking today.
It's a real millennial of us to order HelloFresh, have it curated.
This is not a sponsored, not a paid ad, but
I'd like
we
to,
have
though.
been using HelloFresh for
I've been telling most people about it too.
like what?
It's been a long time.
A few months now. Honestly, we've had so many meals and they have all been hits. So we just figured
What's today's
what the
meal?
heck?
What's today's meal?
We are making
Did you guys read it?
Szechuan pork noodle stir fry.
You could have fooled me on the pronunciation.
I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
So
This one
explain
is.
to people what it is. You can look at the thing too.
Yeah, you want me to explain the dish?
Today, chef, what are you prepared for us?
I'm,
I
I don't know what's on
I needed
there.
that side
you
of
need
it
this?
though. So I think if
all
you
right. So
can talk.
basically, if you like Asian flavors, Asian cuisine, it's one of my favorites. And actually, it's one of the kids' favorites too now. They're starting to like some Asian food, which is a-okay with me. But yeah, basically, we're just gonna like fry up some noodles. I mean, everything is like from scratch, which is. I think you like that.
Well, it's
oh,
from
you like
scratch
to cook,
except
though.
these glazes, question mark. Scratch insofar as I'm opening up packages and pouring it in things. It's like scratch.
Okay.
It's scratch pretty much.
Well,
You know.
anyway, point is, we are cooking right now and just want to do something a little bit different this episode. Mainly because we didn't record earlier. And I'm like, oh, shoot, we have to leave at like 4 o'clock today. So when are we going to get the podcast on? So that's why we're here. But prior to this, we're going to see how well Bob can multitask.
Sorry, what'd you say?
But we did cold face plunges. Have you guys heard about this?
Amazing.
So you already know, I'm like a natural skeptic on everything in life. I'm not going to try it just because you said it. I'm not going to do it because you recommended it. I'm going to do my own research. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do my own research.
Lick it. Lick it good. Do. Crack that lid. That's lit. Whip. Lick, whip.
We're not
What's the
cracking no
difference?
whips over here.
No licking and whipping.
Anyway, point is, I've been seeing this around. Everyone's like, you should do this cold face plunge. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. How could that possibly ease stress?
Szechuan paste? I wouldn't do that.
No, I'm not doing that.
Let me see. Actually, let me see. It's one of those like.
Is it spicy?
It's one of those TikToks like, would you?
Would you do it? Try not to laugh.
Try not to.
How is it?
It's not bad.
Let me try a little bit.
Pasty.
Ooh,
Pasty and tasty.
that's
Hey, folks,
salty.
I'm just gonna go to the sink over here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Hi. How's it
Don't
going?
you fill up a bowl of water? Let me finish saying what I'm saying about the face bowl.
What if I just came over here?
I'm gonna put a bowl.
I wonder if it works with hot water too. You wanna try it?
Boiling water is the opposite.
Okay.
Anyway, no, it was amazing. Like I did it today after a nice warm shower, and I was like, let me just try this out. Got Bob to try it too, because
awesome.
sometimes when you try things and you're like, okay, am I over exaggerating? And am I experiencing some sort of a placebo here, where just because you said it was going to be nice and relaxing, all of a sudden I'm feeling relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I was put in such a space of zen moments, like the moment I lifted up and patch your eyes dry. 100% recommend. Here's my question though. We've been doing a lot lately. If you guys have been listening to the last few podcasts, we've traveled a little bit. We were going to buy a condo and then last minute decided to back out. Have a current place still on the market. It's been a lot of random things. So it's I guess to a certain degree this microphone's gonna pick up all that.
Well, it's part of the joy of being part of the experience here. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, having that moment of freshness and zen with ice, like something so simple and, I don't know, elemental, I guess, because that's water, ice,
Ah, I like that.
can bring us
Like that movie.
such peace. Like it is kind of amazing to think about that. And what's the greater
We talked about that last
message.
episode. About the flow
Yeah,
of
like
life.
it's going with the flow.
Water is such an important part of what we do and who we are. That it makes sense that we plunge our face into water and it rejuvenates us.
Ugh.
Just
So
like
here's what I'm gonna do.
shit.
Probably by next podcast, maybe. I'm over there making
Got
a
a
mess.
mess over here.
We're gonna do an ice plunge.
Good.
Or maybe not, yeah, a cold plunge,
do
I
it.
think that's what they call it. Because if just the face gives me that feeling of like,
Sorry.
in fact, stop whatever you're doing right now and go try it because it's amazing, and then come back. But yeah, I think a full body plunge. I think that's what we have to do next.
I'm down.
Maybe it'll be helpful for them to see exactly what you're doing. I'm going to try to move this in such a way. Oh my gosh, this is kind of cool. Did I ever tell you about how when Deidre and I were kids?
Your sister. So they don't know who she is.
Oh, you guys don't know who
You gotta
Deidre is.
assume that people don't know anything about you when they're listening.
Yeah, that's true. Deidre's my younger sister.
Yeah, one-on-one.
When we were growing up, we used to have a thing called the SATS show, SATS. It stood for something, and for the life of me, I cannot remember what SATS stood for. But we would go in the kitchen and take
You wanna be monsters?
the most random.
You wanna be monsters and just mess with that recipe a little bit?
Well, won't you taste test it first? Oh my gosh!
It's good. It's
Is
really
it-
good. I don't wanna mess with it.
Let me try it.
I don't mess with that. Who am I kidding? I'm not messing with that.
Oh yeah.
You know, hot honey would be good.
Oh, that's good.
Hot honey
It
would
could be a little spicier though.
Okay, hot honey it is.
You were just waiting for a moment to use that. But yeah, we used to have this thing called the SATS show. You kind of out of the frame right now.
I'll be back.
You'll be back.
Memento.
But I don't like to cook.
I did.
You know that.
Oh, I know that. Did they know that?
I like to be in the kitchen though. Like, does that make sense?
You like to eat but not cook.
No, I do like to be in the kitchen.
You like to watch me cook.
I like to taste test. I like to mix things.
You like to tell me what is and isn't working.
What are you looking for?
Chili flakes.
Chili flakes.
We're gonna need those at the end.
I'm gonna help you find these real quick. Here,
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought, folks. Here, just use these. There's a little bit left.
Oh,
in there.
cool. Thanks.
Perfect.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
See, you know, I help out in the
Right.
kitchen. I do. I help out.
She's good at finding things.
Finding them because I know where I put them. It's easy to know where things are when you put them there. Again, in the kitchen, I don't cook in. But I do like to eat.
All right, see. Hot honey's a great idea.
Yeah. let me see.
Because now I'm tasting up just
The reason why we're eating out of the bowl,
just a
okay,
dab of the honey.
because it's just us.
I'm tasting just a dab of that like honey at the end. That's good. No more.
We gotta show them the hot honey.
Okay. We getting double product placement here.
This is not a paid ad. We are not. This is not a sponsorship. But
Could be.
do you see that?
Could be. I see it.
The hot honey. Wrong way. This is the extra hot. It is giving it the kick it needed.
Just enough.
You can use this really for anything. What I like to do with it is to mix it with barbecue sauce.
Nice.
Barbecue sauce.
Swine from a week ago is almost done. A little more.
Uh-oh.
A little more.
Just a little bit. Just a little smidge. Just a little taste.
Little finger of wine.
It is a Sunday, so we have work. So just a little bit of wine. Just a
Lord's
little bit of
Day.
wine goes a long way. That sauce, off the chain. I really wish you guys could try it.
It's good.
Matter of fact, next time you're in Chicago, stop by our place. We'll make the same meal for you.
I wish I wouldn't have made eye contact with the pineapple. I'm not going to put it in there, but this dish, I'm getting a little too creative here.
You getting? I mean, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I know. So, I know where I'm coming from. I know myself. I know. I might.
Maybe like a little garnish.
Let's see. I gotta heat the drizzle of olive oil, so it's gonna get a little loud.
Oh, here. Let's see what this looks like.
They don't know what olive oil looks like.
Oh, we might as well come check it out.
A little drizzle. When they
Got
say
water going.
I'm gonna tell you guys something. When they say drizzle, I say this. That's a drizzle to me. I might be a little aggressive with the drizzle, but I like olive oil. And you don't get fat because of the olive oil, right, Deanna?
Exactly.
You can't get fat with olive oil.
Exactly.
It's good for you.
We kind of just made that up, but heard it from video once. You don't get fat.
Because of olive oil. All right, so that's done.
Being able to cook from home, though, has been
Nice.
you know, we've
That'd be
both been
good.
kind of been on like a little bit of a fitness journey. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if I want to call it
That's
so much
why
a
we
journey.
waited to go on video until now. You didn't want to see us on video 2 years ago. At least me. You're looking fine.
No.
I was looking fat. I'm gonna tell the viewers what they see now. I got work to do, but
Why don't you go ahead and show them? Show 'em what you've been working with.
no, I'm not gonna. We want to get more viewers, or
What kind of show is this?
No. Here's the thing, though. I lost about 20 to 25 pounds
That's amazing.
over the last year or so. I didn't cut out. I mean, I definitely scaled back on booze and beer, beer especially.
Yeah.
Scale back on sweets. Scale back on carbs too. But we still eat carbs.
The wrong kinds of carbs, like not the stuff that's
Yeah.
just like fillable, you know.
That's just it. I think what it is I haven't cut anything completely from my diet.
Yeah.
I have just been and actually even red meat. We had it was delicious. We went to an amazing barbecue joint Thursday. Shout out. That wasn't. I had ribs with my son Josh. He likes ribs. Well, he didn't have any of the ribs, but I had them. It was amazing. And then I think I made bacon for the kids yesterday. This could be psychological, but you and I are very in tune with our body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I just can't have red meat for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
My body's no, you don't need those leftover ribs. You know.
You're talking about actually listening to what your body needs.
Yeah. It's I'm good with the red meat for the next week.
Here's the truth in that. When our kids were really, really little, under 2, you're taking them to the doctors all the time. And it's okay, once they start eating food, you want to make sure that they're getting nutrients and, the right proteins and, whatnot. And I'll never forget, this was with our son Joshua. He,
picky.
Yeah,
he was picky. He knew what he wanted.
Well, that's what the pediatrician explained. She's like, I know a lot of parents worry about their kid not getting, what they need, blah, 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 blah. And she said, if he wants to eat bananas all week, his body must want or need something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, the thing about toddlers is they're not like adults. We say, I want the cake and ice cream, and I want the cookies. They really, because they haven't been, corrupted by the world and society, they're better attuned at listening to their bodies. And because of that, after, she explained all that, I actually think more adults need to listen to that body. So if you don't feel like eating the red meat, or, in some cases, I honestly don't eat that much dairy anymore.
Yeah, dairy is another one that triggers. I mean, and the reality is I feel bad having leftovers and throwing them away. But then I think to myself, would I rather throw them away or put them in my body and then feel like I have to work it out, or I have health issues down the road? I'm not saying a leftover rib is going to give me health issues. Right. I am just saying what is the difference between that, putting in the trash, or putting in my body? It's I'd rather, if I don't want it, throw it away.
Yeah.
And that's another conversation about ordering the right amount of food at a restaurant, Deanna. We can talk about that later, another episode.
Okay, first of all, since you brought
Sorry,
it
I
up,
gotta get the pork.
why can't they give better proportion sizes
In
at
Italy,
restaurants?
In Italy,
In Italy, I never felt like I overate.
No, because they actually understood this is what a human being ought to eat.
Ought.
Versus here, it's I want the most in my plate. It's we have a weird let me wow them with as much food as possible.
Where was it that we went recently? And that was when I was in New York. So we went to Carmine's. I think that was the name of it. Classic tourist trap. And they were like, yeah, we serve family style. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, you know what, I'll just take the small then. Well, the small
was not small.
Bro, yeah, the small size plate. I'm not kidding. I was like, this is small? Because I figure I'm not going to order the family size, but everything is family size. So you got a small family, big family size.
Big.
There was quite a few of us, and they were all male. So we actually cleared all the plates, believe it or not.
The moral of the story is Carmine fit perfectly for an American audience.
It was, yeah. But we were smart about it. We got 2 main dishes and then a couple appetizers. So it wasn't like we each ordered that size plate. But yeah, proportion size is definitely key when it comes to like, you know, I don't like using the term fitness journey anymore because it's not really a journey. It's like just a way of living. It's like to me, I feel like a journey is like, hey, let's get in the car and we're going freaking California. You know, that's a journey, not a journey I want to do.
So
But
we like to talk about spirituality on the show because, you know, I think that's an important part of who we are.
Sure.
And the spirituality of keeping your body in shape, something I don't want to call people out, but there was a couple people when we were in seminary, when I was studying to be a priest, like many moons ago, many full moons ago, and a core group of us who would run, we stay active. I think I ran a marathon with a couple of the guys.
really,
And then it was like those people who are like, I'm not saying better or worse, but people that said, oh, keeping your body in shape is part of sort of being spiritual.
I agree with that.
On the flip side, there was guys that literally didn't give a crap about what their body looked like, and just like, let me just go. I'm just going to eat as much as I can. I don't think it was intentional, but I'm not. I'm not trying to like sound like I'm making fun of. I don't think it's just in Catholicism or other circles. It's like, to me, the spiritual journey goes through the body. And it's not vain to say, keep myself in shape, keep myself active, feeling good. That's part of the spiritual journey, an integral part. Especially in Christianity, like we are part of our body.
Yeah.
If we believe what we say we
Well,
believe,
our body's the temple, is what we're taught.
you're taught that, like, you know, whether or not you subscribe to this is your own journey, but like you're taught that you're going to get resurrected body, not just soul, but body. So the body you've been given needs to be sort of cultivated.
At least here in this realm, it's important to
I just was surprised.
think
And
about it.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you've seen that too, Deanna, growing up in a different faith, but like, it's like
I saw a lot of stuff.
but like,
saw
well,
a whole
okay,
world.
Hear me out. How often did your pastor growing up talk about diet in a sermon? We never. I don't think I ever.
Well, that's kind of that's a
Another
for me.
another
The
episode.
pastor I grew up with was extremely
He
vain.
was in good shape though.
He
but
was in good
also-
shape. His wife, you know, she was sitting right. You know, everybody's hair and teeth looked good. He did talk about diet, but it was. I mean, we can save that conversation for next podcast, but because I can talk all day about what I experienced in the church and what I've
That's
seen.
fair. That's fair.
However, I as a young person did appreciate the fact that, you know, the pastor spoke about how we take care of our bodies and what it means, because, you know, we are only given one body. Like, this is our home. This is
Yeah. Well-
where we actually live. I know people are like, I live in Chicago. No, you live here. You live in your body, and this body can be anywhere on the planet. It can actually be outside of the planet. That this is your home base. So if you're not taking care of your home base, you know, and I say this because I know a lot of folks these days, everyone's about mental health care, mental health. I'm worried about my mental health, the mental safety. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I think if you need to do that, do that. But at the same time, you're not taking care of your body. It feels like there's like a disconnect where people aren't connecting these two things, like your mental health and your physical health, which includes what you eat, how you exercise, how much sleep you're getting,
That's what
if
it
you're
is. They're not
keeping up with your hygiene. If these two, if you're like mental, but you're like physical health is down here,
Yeah.
you will never get to a point where, you know, the two things meet, because what you eat has an immense effect on your body. Think about, you know, when you eat some like heavy foods, right? You eat that heavy food and you just feel sluggish. You don't want to move, or you get doggone indigestion. Like a bunch of shit we shouldn't be eating that makes us feel like crap. Versus eating a meal that, okay, maybe it's not the most appetizing. Like, for example, if you eat like an egg, apples, and, you know, a handful of nuts for breakfast.
That's an amazing breakfast.
I mean, that's something I would eat.
That sounds like
But-
an amazing breakfast.
That's going to give you fuel and energy.
But nobody
to,
thinks
like-
to have it for breakfast. Like, I gotta have. No, but that is. Keep going. Sorry, but that is a meal. But nobody would think
It's
of
a meal,
putting those
yeah.
things together as a meal.
I think most people will look at that as like, that's breakfast? No, I want a big meal. I want my biscuits
want
and my
an
gravy
omelet.
and my ham. And it's like, sure, you could eat those things. Like, I mean, shit, like, I love a good corned beef hash.
That's all she orders, by the way. And when we go to a restaurant, like 80% of the time.
If we have to go out for breakfast, corned beef hash is weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. But that's like, you know, once in a few weeks. But, you know, the point is, you can't talk about, you know, you want to take care of your mental health, but then you're binge drinking on the weekends. You know, alcohol has an effect on our mental health. Even coffee does.
Yes, it does. I gotta watch
Everyone's like,
myself.
coffee, but like,
I try to stick
man,
myself
that, you
2 or
don't
3
want to
cups
do
a
that.
day at the most. Yeah, I can't.
Sugar does
Yes.
horrible things for our bodies.
One of the worst
Um,
things to put in your body.
And it's like, if you, it has to be a more well-rounded, I guess is what I would hope for people to understand is like yeah, we're gonna have off days. Did I eat more slices of pizza yesterday than I needed to? Sure. But I haven't had pizza in a while, so I was like, hey, look, I want some sausage. Okay, some green peppers. These green peppers were great, by the way.
So I don't think people. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think they're. I think some of
You
it.
guys want to take a look at the meat while he talks? Look at the meat. See where this meat's going.
We're almost. Yeah, we're getting ready to put the.
See what else we got.
I'm gonna add
here.
the- actually-
That's
oh,
the trash
this is
and all like
perfect.
that.
We're gonna add the scallion.
Oh, cool. Okay, let's.
Let me make sure we're getting the right scallion
Okay.
real quick. Scallion pieces.
Not that we're trying to tell anybody how to eat or, you know, live their lives. It just got to make sense. You know what I mean? Like, it has to make sense. If you what doesn't make sense to me is when people are like, I'm going to do all these things. And then, like, the main thing they should be doing, they haven't even touched.
This is why I like Ozempic. To me, is just the strangest thing. I'll take a shot to like just lose weight. I understand like why you might.
Is that what Ozempic is? A shot?
Yeah, like a monthly shot to like, but it's kind of training your body to be like I don't need more food.
Oh, so it helps with your hunger levels? Is
I
that?
think so. I don't know. It's a good question actually.
We'll look
but,
it up and
like-
get back to you. Although you guys probably already know. I don't know.
Oh, Ozempic. Sorry,
I've
this
seen-
is
I've
this is
seen-
not an ad for Ozempic apparently.
Disclaimer, this is not
Well,
paid,
but here's
paid
the thing,
advertising.
and I know people struggle with their weight. Look, I'll be the first. You know I was a fat kid, Deanna. You've seen the pictures. But
Husky. I think I like to use the word husky.
I also know, like, I work out a lot. You look at my calorie intake's not crazy high. Now I have lost weight probably, but I know myself. I don't need a ton of calories over the course of the day. It's not that I have a terrible metabolism, but my metabolism is not as high as other people. So you know what I have to do? I have to like have smaller portions of meals. That's all it is. It's not like there's not some crazy formula where it's like, well, it's like if we order something at a restaurant and it's too big, I have half of it or a third of it, and then I'm done.
What about?
I don't know. It's not. But I get why like.
Well, the thing is, you have to. That is a mental thing. You do have to
Yeah. Well, people
train yourself to not think you need to eat so much, because the problem is when you have eaten so much over the course of X amount of years, you can eat more. Like you can fit more into
Yes.
your stomach, which is supposedly the size of your fist.
Which makes you think like, how the hell do I eat?
So,
anything?
yeah, I'm like, nothing I eat is the size of this fist. But anyway, yeah, you have to kind of like train yourself to not overeat. And what people don't realize sometimes is that your
Sorry, this is
your brain will. Oh, that would have been great to capture on
My
camera.
bad. I mean,
Hey, see, he didn't even. He just raped it.
sorry. I'll stop this like clunk clunk clunk.
It's gonna be interesting to see what this microphone
I
picks up.
can't wait.
You know, I kind of don't want to hear because you know what? This chair squeaks.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys hear that? I know that's gonna get picked up. I'm already mad. Anyway, just wrapping up that thought. I forgot what the thought was. Oh, about calorie intake and
Yeah.
food. I don't know. Who are we? We're not food. We're not fitness
We're
experts.
not dietitians. We're not.
So
But I will say one thing I'm really fascinated by, Deanna, is the correlation. The correlation between like mental well-being and what you put into your body, food, because food is a very calming thing. It can it relieves us of our stress.
mhm.
Now I'm kind of the reverse. I don't know if you notice when I'm stressed, I sometimes don't eat at all. Like I'll have a long day.
lot
I'll
of
go.
folks do that. Yeah.
So both are bad, by the way.
Yeah.
Both are bad because then what happens is you overcompensate when you actually are not feeling. You're like, I'm feeling good, but isn't it funny how like whether it's like I eat too much or I don't eat enough when I'm stressed, stress will mess with your eating habits.
Yeah.
I would also argue stress messes with with your spiritual habits. It's all intertwined. So stress screws you up if you're trying to meditate or I don't know. Stress is terrible. End of the day, but it's also one of those things that we deal with.
We all
human
have
beings.
stress to a certain degree, and you know, it's like what I said earlier about the anger. By the way, we watched The Godfather for the first time yesterday.
Oh, God, such a good movie. I can't believe we missed out on that.
I'm glad we waited till later. I feel like
Agreed.
in my mid-30s, I think I appreciate it way more than I ever would have. But if you've seen it,
Food's an
you
important
know
part
what
of
I'm
that.
talking about.
They're always eating in that movie. Notice how important food is?
Food is very important. Well, I'm talking about the husband who was like abusive.
Yikes.
Well, no,
Well,
because
he didn't have his dinner. Sorry.
you're not.
Well, I'm the one that cooks here, so you be the one
I'll be whooping you with a butt. But no, we don't do that. We don't agree with
at
that.
dinner.
Not at dinner. But no, like he had this anger for whatever he was angry about, and like the way he expressed it was in such a bad way.
Terrible.
And it's the same thing with stress,
Absolutely.
right? Like we all face stress, but how are you acting on this stress? Are you like lashing out at people? Like you remember when I quit Loyola?
Oh God, yeah.
Let me just tell you guys, very quick story. I started
A rough job.
at Loyola in 2008 as a work study student, and it was fine. And then I graduated, got a full-time job, same role. Within a year, I got promoted to be a student financial aid counselor. And I was pregnant. We just got married. Blah 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 blah. Had the baby. Had the second baby. And when I tell you guys, like that job is so stressful, I would get home and I would just be in the nastiest mood. Like I would just, for no reason, be like short, irritable,
Throw a
and
shoe at me. Well, that was another
that was
one.
that was a different moment of stress. But I knew I was like, I don't like this feeling. Like I don't want either, Bob or my kids, and they were babies at the time, like babies. I didn't want to be the kind of mom that was always stressed and angry and lashing out, or the kind of wife that was, distant or whatever. So I quit that damn job. I was like, y'all ain't about to capture me. Okay, I have a whole life ahead of me. I have a whole life ahead of me. And so I quit. That's that. But you know what? If I did keep that job, because the benefits were, healthcare was, the perks, the commute, everything about that job was
I'm glad we
great.
had our kids when you were at Loyola.
Yeah, basically.
Smart move.
But I made that choice, and I needed to. I'm so thankful that I did. Are you thankful?
I am
You
so
never
thankful.
did. You never did let me know how you feel about that.
I thankfully left the job. Sometimes I have those thoughts about if we would have stayed in Lincolnwood and I wouldn't have left that job and you would have, it's everybody plays the woulda, coulda, shoulda in life. I'm quite grateful of what we did. But also, you play out scenarios in your life where like, what would have life happened? Because we made some mistakes. Business-wise, we had a failed franchise and that was a good learning curve. And maybe we're stronger because of it. But it's also it's nice to sort of think, what if I wouldn't have had that financial failure in life? I don't know.
What if that money could have been put towards property back?
Yeah,
10
or
years
anything
ago?
else.
Literally anything else except
It's all good.
that franchise.
All good. Well,
I think we handle our stress pretty well.
yeah, we do podcasts and we cook and we have wine. And there's other ways to deal with stress.
Like, are you gonna go silent on me?
What's the matter with you? In front of company. Don't talk about the family. Don't.
Put the hand up. Get away from me.
Don't talk about the family.
We
Well,
see that movie one
Oh,
time,
And now we're quoting
and now
it
we're like,
all.
you know, I'm gonna make you an
Oh, you're
offer.
gonna love this, Deanna. There's butter in here. Oh.
Butter for what? The noodles?
Oh, they want butter. Well, this is gonna blow your mind, D.
I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Butter is not all bad.
It's good.
You know, there's some fats in there that women need. Okay, we need fat in certain parts and areas.
2 tablespoons. That's gonna explode them.
Honestly, I don't think there's enough butter in the world.
Oh, by the way, speaking of butter, sorry, folks. A third plug for I can't remember the name of it.
Gosh.
There's a chicken
Honey
biscuit.
butter chicken.
Oh God.
Honey butter chicken.
Oh, it actually smells terrible.
No, keep it. Do not throw that butter away.
It smells terrible.
I don't care what it smells like. That is honey butter, like literal honey butter. You spread that on. You just trying to throw it away because it smells bad? Shoot, you gonna throw me away because I smell bad in the morning? Is that how it works?
Thought about it.
Yeah, let's see what we got going on over here.
I keep missing like the Rachel Ray pour, you know.
Okay, so those are. I did shred those.
Nice job, Deanna.
Yeah, you're welcome. Where are the noodles at? Okay, the noodles are over there.
They're gonna come in there in a second.
Cooling. We got. You're gonna stir this up. What are we doing?
I think I'm thinking about it. That's a good idea, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Want to get that butter melted, kind of stirred around.
I'm not gonna lie, the butter is a little bit of a shock. I did not realize there would be butter in this dish, so I'm happy about that. Did I mess up this frame? Oh. There we go. I don't need y'all seeing in our bedroom, okay? This ain't that kind of podcast. was a little too far to the left there.
The camera's like, but there's an open space there. I want to show them.
Anyway, I think we're probably gonna wrap up soon because the food is.
Should we do a pour real quick of the noodles? Not just like.
I just reset the camera, okay? I don't know if you can. There you go. They can see. Look at that. Well, I'm like Vanna White.
The least attractive of all. Look at his hand. It's like.
Look at that. Get in on that. Anyway, so that means that we're about to eat soon. And little plug for HelloFresh. You guys were able to sit with us as we did this meal.
You should tag HelloFresh on for real. Be like HelloFresh.
That's kind of cool.
Tag.
But anyway, I think the end of this.
I'll get back to your while we're.
Do we have a special guest?
Come on.
Let's have a special guest. Come on.
Come on.
You're here. Come here. I'm gonna turn the camera towards you. There he is. Hey, Rod. I think they heard me say that the food was about done, so they scurried to the kitchen. Don't be looking at my bedroom like that. Don't be looking at my bedroom.
I heard you guys talking about ribs. Yeah, you guys were talking about Josh.
You want ribs?
Yeah, we were.
No.
But we're gonna do a quick little sign off here. I'm just trying to get his attention because
It's 30.
we're signing off. Take care of your health. Take care of your mental health and your physical health.
It's
They
not
gotta.
And your children.
But yeah, we'll let you know how this food tastes next time. But we about to plate and eat.
Bye.
Peace out.